So here it is, the unit. Finally, I managed to find a unit. It took ages to find one on the internet. You know, a lot of places don't allow motor trade. Now luckily, this was only supposed to be used for storage, and it was previously, but the owner, the landlord who I pay for this amazing unit, has actually let me use this for filming content and actually working on cars. So thanks to him, it's been a huge help. And yeah, let's show you around. So the unit itself could probably fit, I think I'm going to be able to fit 2 cars in here, maybe a car parked here and a car parked there, and then maybe the one at the front, depending on the size of the cars. But there's plenty of space to work on cars. There is actually going to be a scissor lift arriving in here soon. I'm going to put some mats down probably under the scissor lift. I'm not going to mat the whole place. Look, I'm probably not going to stay here forever, and I don't want to invest in a lot of garage flooring because it's not cheap. So I've just got enough to cover the area of where the scissor lift's going, so when I'm working on a car, at least I'm working on something that's actually comfy and nice, and if I spill anything, it'll be easy to clean up. But we are going to be getting some better lights in here. So this light's going to stay. We're going to get another one of them here because that one's not working, and then this one is going to get moved there with a new LED, and then we're going to have another one on this strip here. We have actually got the lights. I'm just waiting for one of our best mates who's an electrician to come and fit them. But as you can see, loads of space, got some storage up there with loads of other little bits for cars, a little desk area here, and even treat myself to an SGS toolbox, and now all my tools have their own spot, which is definitely ideal. And then even got a little air compressor, which will come in handy for, you know, using for an air gun or anything like that. So yeah, let's crack on with the stuff we've got left on the BMW, which are, I don't think I've actually shown you these yet. Basically, it failed on its MOT for some things on the back subframe which were corroded. Now I've seen these, what they look like, and they are so bad. I've never seen anything like this before, or anything corroded as bad as this. So we'll get it jacked up, and I'll show you the parts that need replacing. I've got them with me, so let's crack on straight with that. Yes. These are the parts in question, so I don't know if you can see. Let me just see if I can balance my torch. But yeah, basically, you can see my finger straight through there as a hole. And then the other side's even worse. Look at the state of that. There's literally nothing left of it. So you can understand why it's failed its MOT when they're like that. So I'll get the new parts, let's take these off. I think, hopefully they'll come straight off. I think there's only like 2 bolts holding them in, or 3. Then we can whip the new ones on. So it's straight off with these support braces, just 1 female Torx bit and 2 16mm bolts. These come straight off. Hey! We've now got the old one off, and you can see it compared to the new one. It has a gaping big hole in the middle of it, well, on the end there, compared to the new one, which is nice, new metal. But just look at how much rust came off on the floor there. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to get the new one on first, on this side, then do the other one, just because when I've undone that subframe bolt, it's lowered the subframe a little bit. If I undo the other side as well, then the subframe could drop, which I don't want to happen. So if I get the new side on this side first, then I'll move on to the next side. Now it's back on with the new one, doing exactly the same as I did to take it off, putting the 16mm bolts in, and then that female Torx bit. This side is now all nice, tightened up. I even got these little plates as well, which wasn't on the original ones, but when I looked online, they were supposed to be on there. So it's now kind of like a little, not a shim, but an extra layer of protection in between the actual bracket and the subframe as well. So that's all nice and tight, both sides. Let's move on to the next side, get that one on. And then I think there's 2 more control arms as well. I'm just going to check those for play to see if there's actually any play in them, because the MOT certificate didn't really, it was quite vague of what was wrong or what was corroded. It was definitely obviously those brackets, but it said something about arms as well, so it's just a matter of checking which arms are at fault or at failure. But yeah, we'll get the other side on first, then we'll crack on with that. So it's same again on the other side. Obviously this side's a lot worse, but the bolts came straight out just like they did on the driver's side as well. God, look how bad that is. There is literally nothing left of that at all. How the hell that was supporting anything, I do not know. I don't even think it was, but how it's got that bad is mind-boggling. But yeah, let's stick this nice new one on now. And then the car, we're ready for some modifications. So now we've got those arms on, it's time to fit the rear diffuser to the car. So we need to, one, take this back box off because we're going to be having a new one. We're going to be going from the back of the car, straight piped, dual exit exhaust. You'll see that once we put the diffuser on. So we need to take the exhaust off, and then we also need to take this under tray off part here, and on the side as well. Now it's off with the rear under tray, so nice and easy, some 8mm bolts and some 10mm bolts. The under tray is only on the right hand side, so there wasn't that many to take out, and this came straight off. Now that under tray is off, we've got a nice clear view of where the exhaust is going to be. So you'll be able to see it better when the diffuser's on, but it's time to get this huge back box off. And we'll stick the rear diffuser on. We might as well start it and see what it sounds like without the back box on. It should be louder, but it'll sound a lot better once the new custom exhaust is on there. Now I'm not sure if this is a rear cat or it's the resonator. Please comment below which one it is. But these were just held on by two like spring bolts. As soon as I undid these, it was loosened off, and then I could just take it off the exhaust mounting. Oh, there we go. Oh, let's have it. Just need to see what it's hanging on. And we're out. There's the back box now off. This tool is the best tool ever. To get exhaust mounts off, this, best purchase ever. I actually don't know if it was one of you subscribers who bought me this, or I bought it myself. I mean, there's not many I bought. So now that is off, we need to get a custom exhaust made, basically with the same shape, and then either it tees off for another exit and then that one goes to there, or they bring it down and then just go around like that, so one there and then one there. But now that's off, what we'll do is we'll fit this rear diffuser and then we'll start the car. Ooh, exciting, exciting, exciting. But yeah, let me show you this diffuser. So here it is, the new carbon rear diffuser. Now obviously it's not real carbon, but it's pretty damn close. So this eBay special should just clip straight into place. Whether it does or not, we don't know. But there is some screw holes at the bottom, so hopefully the screws that I took out of the under tray will screw straight into those. But we'll see anyway. So let's get this mounted to the car. Finally time to get this rear diffuser on. Nice and easy, just clip straight into place from the existing clip holes from the old diffuser. A little bang and they clip straight into place. There we have it. That clipped in quite easy, to be honest. There was obviously clip holes at the top of the bumper, but we can see the lines are pretty damn good. Now all we need to do is have a look at, maybe there's like a hole there as well, and there is some in the middle when it focuses, but obviously they're not going to be able to screw onto anything, or on that side either. So I think we just need to put some self tappers in the side here, which will go into the bumper, and then we'll stick the wheels back on and then we'll start her up. I'm just using 10mm self tappers to secure the diffuser into the rear bumper. I can only screw in one on each side because underneath obviously there's no under tray there anymore, so one each side is enough to keep it nice and secure. Moment of truth, wheels are back on, time to start the car. Now, as you can see, there is no clocks in it because, another issue, when I actually moved the car here, the clocks were working, then all of a sudden they just stopped. Now I thought it was a fuse, checked all the fuses are fine. So for £40 I've managed to find exactly the same part number and everything, cluster. So that should be here tomorrow or the day after. Hopefully that is the issue. Plug that one in, it works straight away. I'm not sure if they need coding into these cars or not, I'm not 100% sure, but the car still starts without the cluster in, so we're going to go for a start now. There's no exhaust on there, so we'll put the key in. We won't put that key in because that's the wrong key. Try that key. Oh. Oh. That's got a proper nice grumble to it. Woo! Hey, if the new exhaust sounds anything like it, obviously it'll be a slightly muffled compared, but that sounds unbelievable. That 6-cylinder engine, 3 litre. Got a nice grumble to it, but obviously we're gonna have nice new tailpipes there. Well, that sounds unbelievable like that. Woo-hoo. I'm happy with that. It's the next day and it's time to put some flooring down in the unit. So I'm not going to be covering the whole area purely for the fact I don't have that much money. So we're just going to be doing an area where the car lift's going, which is arriving today. So I kind of need your help. Well, to be honest, I'm going to be putting it down anyway, but I'm thinking, where do I put it? Because I don't want to put it smack bang in the middle because I'm not going to be able to park cars either side. So I'm thinking maybe the car lift go in this kind of corner here. Still enough space to work on, but it means I can park a car here and then probably a car here as well. So we've got the flooring. First thing we're going to do is just going to give this floor a nice sweep, a clean, and then we'll get the flooring down. While I give the floor a good sweep, I just want to say, if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost a penny and it helps the channel massively. There's about 70% of you that still haven't hit that subscribe button, so go and hit it. Now the flooring I went for is these like jigsaw puzzles from Wow Shelving, so big shout out to them for supplying these for me. I'm hoping I've got enough. Now I went for 3 meters by 3 meters, probably miscalculated this. A car is longer than 3 meters, so I'm going to put this in a position where I can add more onto either end, because I think I'm definitely going to need some more, but the width should be fine. So the lift can still go on it today once it arrives, and then I can just add some to the back and the front once I order some more pieces. But yeah, let's crack straight on with putting this down and see what it looks like. Massive thank you to Wow Shelving for providing these giant jigsaw puzzles. Jokes aside, this flooring is top notch, it's 12mm thick, easy to install, and like I say, if I spill anything, it's going to be easy to clean up and it'll give me a nice platform to work on. So there it is, it's down. I still think it's too short, so I'm going to take one of the ends off and put it on the front. It's still wide enough to fit the car ramp on there. Well, we'll see once it arrives anyway, and then I've got some edges to put on as well, which will tidy it up, look a lot neater and a lot easier to get cars on and off as well. So we'll crack straight on with moving one side to the front, then we'll get the edges on.
There's a beauty in the anonymity it brings. When my feet get to itching, I just run.
And there we have it. The floor is down, ready for the scissor lift to arrive today. Look how good that looks. These edges make the whole world a difference. It's gonna be a lot easier, it looks a lot smarter. And we're ready for the car lift to come. It's finally here, the car lift has arrived. This is gonna change the game completely. I'm gonna be able to show you guys loads more, do bigger jobs. You're gonna be able to see fully under the car when I'm working on it. I'm so excited for this. Now obviously I've taken all the boxes off. You got the cables there. This I'm guessing is like the control box. Then you've got your like a little things, ramps that the cars drive, where the car drives up. And then I think this here with the big wheel is so I can move it. I've got some hydraulic oil as well. And some chocks and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and get it off this pallet and then move it onto that new flooring we've put in. Oh, exciting times. I can't believe, no, what is it, like 5-6 months ago? I was just doing this on my driveway. Had no video skills or anything like that. I didn't know how to film, didn't know how to edit, all self-taught. And now I've got myself a unit and a car scissor lift. This is going to speed up the process, make me do videos quicker, make me do bigger jobs. Honestly, I just can't wait. I'm so excited and I can't believe I've got to this point already. So, and I couldn't have done it without you lot. So thank you so much. Whee! So I've unboxed the control box. That's now ready in position. I think I'm gonna have to wire up a 3-pin plug to it, which I don't have with me, because this is the wire and this looks like you wire this up to a 3-pin plug. So I'm either going to have to try and find a plug here that I can just chop off and use, or just disconnect, and then I'll just buy another plug when I need one. So that's that part. I've got an instruction manual which I just had a little read through. So it looks like I need to get the lift in position, wire up all the hydraulic hoses, electrical hoses, wire up that plug, and then it's a matter of plugging it in and testing it. So first thing, let's move this into position and then we'll start attaching all the cables. This was a lot harder to move than it looks on the video. Now, I'm not sure of the weight of this thing, but the lifting capacity is 3,000 kilograms. So obviously it's not a light piece of machinery. There we go. Whew. Right, it's off the pallet. Whew. So now it's off the pallet, I need to turn it around to get that wire to this side, because that's where all the plugs are. Jesus. I ended up pulling my back here. Woo. Do I just get the forklift and get him to push it? Go down. There you go. Straight forward now. There you go. Then up. Hopefully you should be able to push it. Keep going. Yep, stop. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, perfect, thank you. The ramp is in position. Nice and central on the new flooring. Now all I need to do is wire these up, connect the pipes, put the 3-pin plug on, and then we can test it. So I'm going to test it with no weight on, and then we can bring the BMW in. We'll fit that new cluster. Fingers crossed it works. Oh, exciting times, exciting times. Now I'm not an electrician and I'll never claim to be, but wiring up a 3-pin plug is a pretty simple job. Just got to make sure you put the live wire, the neutral and the earth in the correct spot. Moment of truth. Plugged in. Let's see if we wired it up right. Power on. Well, there's no power light on. I turned the master switch on, but we've got no power. So I've read the instructions. The reason why it's not powering on, I think, is because it needs to be 110 volts and not 240. So I've been to Screwfix. I've bought myself one of these transformers. I just need to wire up the plug now, take off that plug I've just put on, and then, fingers crossed, we will get a nice green power light. And we can test the ramp, then we can get the BMW on there. When I bought this online, I'm pretty sure it said 240 volts, but for some reason it's not powering on, so I've wired up a 110 volt plug, and fingers crossed it powers on this time. Let's turn this on. Green light is on. Is it gonna work? Have I cabled it up right? Okay, when I'm pressing down it's trying to do something. But when I press up it's not doing anything. So I found what the issue was with it not going up. It is now up, which is good. It's going to give me loads of space underneath the car. My issue now is I can't get it back down. So when I press the down button, it's not... I can see it trying to like press these solenoids in. I feel like these here need to... It needs to push the like solenoids down, which will disengage the locks. And then it'll lift up. But it's not doing that. It's trying to, but it's not actually doing it. We finally got the ramp down. Now, if I'd have videoed myself doing that, you'd been watching me do it for about 10-15 minutes. It took ages. The only thing I can think of why it took ages to lower down was because there's no weight on it. So we'll fit this cluster now, and then we'll put the car on it and we'll see if it makes a difference once the weight of the car's on there, see if it comes down quicker. I'm not going to rise it all the way up to the top. I might rise it to the first like locking clock thing, and then we'll lower it down. Hopefully it works perfect then. Now, before I start moving everything across from the old cluster to the new one, I did buy this one off eBay and it has actually got a crack in it, but I can take the one off the old one onto this new one. But I want to first see if it is actually the cluster at fault. If I plug this one in and it works, happy days, we know it was the cluster. If it doesn't, then we've got other issues, haven't we? So first, let's try and plug this one in. So I'm just going to grab this plug here and then plug it into the new cluster. It's in. So the cluster is plugged in. Does it work? Yes! It works! Oh, so it was the cluster that stopped working. I have noticed the mileage has gone down though. The mileage has gone to 85,002. Is that because of... Is the mileage stored on the cluster? Or is the mileage stored in the ECU? Because I'm pretty sure the old cluster, it was 85,035, so it's only gone down by like 32 miles, so it's not a huge discrepancy, but it works, the revs work. I've got some warning lights which will plug the OBD2 scanner in, but happy days. Now I can take off the front screen of that because it's broken, and then we'll put it onto the... No, we'll take the one off the old one and put it onto the new one. Oh, I'm so glad that's worked. So to take this cluster screen off, it looks like it's just these two screws there, them two screws, and then it looks like it just clips off. So I'm going to take the broken one off first, just to make sure I can take this one, because if it doesn't come off that way and I break it again, at least I haven't broken the actual good one. So let's get some little Torx bits by the looks of it. I can't remember the size of these Torx bits, but there's just two on the top and two on the bottom. Once those are undone, there's just like 5 or 6 clips around the edges. Once those are unclipped, the screen pulls off and then I can put the new screen back on. Then we can put the cluster back into the car, plug it in, make sure it still works. Then I can fasten the two Torx bits on the top and then it's all back to normal. So now we've got these clocks working, I just need to get an exhaust for this car, figure out what that engine management light is, which I think is a lambda sensor, which we can do once we fit the exhaust, and then this car can finally go for its MOT, we can get on the road, and we can do a road trip. So if you like this video, please press the like button, please subscribe, and I'll catch you next week.